We'll be talking about your chances of rain next week. All of that coming up on the Action News 5 digital desk. But right now, I want to get to some stories that we are following, including something that's happening as we speak here. This is just off of I-40. This is on Sycamore View. It's happened about an hour ago where officers responded to a two-vehicle crash at I-40 East. This is actually on Sycamore View. 7 people have been transported to area hospitals. 4 are in critical, 3 are in non-critical condition. We're talking about 2 vehicles involved there. You can see it directly on your screen. 2 vehicles involved, 7 people in all taken to area hospitals. Again, 4 in critical, 3 in non-critical. And what officers are asking you to do is to seek an alternative route. Again, this is off of I-40 eastbound near Sycamore View. In fact, this is appears to be on Sycamore View off of the interstate. You can see the interstate is above this wreck, and this happened about an hour ago. So if you can, you might want to make alternative plans here. Now, if you travel Interstate 55 this weekend, heads up, all lanes at the I-55 interchange on exit 7, the 3rd Street interchange near downtown, will be shut down tonight at 8 o'clock through Monday morning at 5 o'clock for some bridge demolition work. Your detour route is I-240. This goes beyond the weekend too, because that's going to open at 5 o'clock on Monday. And then just at the end of the day on Monday, that area where the 3rd Street ramps are, that's going to close for 4 months. That starts Monday night. So I know it sounds a little confusing, but this weekend, tonight at 8 o'clock, and then through Monday morning at 5 o'clock, that area of exit 7, the 3rd Street interchange, is going to close for bridge demolition work. And then Monday night, those 3rd Street ramps are going to close for 4 months. That again starts Monday night. So TDOT's going to be tearing down various exit ramps there. They're going to be tearing down the areas and building the bridge ramp in exit 7, 3rd Street interchange. And in order to do that safely, they have to shut down the entire interstate. So if you're driving this weekend, your best friend's going to be Interstate 240. That's the detour the city of Memphis is pointing drivers to. And starting Monday night, again, both northbound, southbound ramps from I-55 to 3rd Street are closing for 4 months. If you want a more detailed look at it, you want to see it for yourself, you can go to our website, actionnews5.com. We have it all mapped out there for you. A 6 hours long standoff in Marion, Arkansas ends with a man going to the hospital in critical condition. It began with a car fire. You just saw it there. It was caught on camera. Apparently, the suspect torched a minivan and a camper nearby. The situation escalated. Neighborhood was on lockdown for a while. Police say a man found inside was taken to Regional 1. The bill establishing oversight for the Shelby County DA's office as it relates to the Memphis Safe Task Force case is one step away from becoming law. The state Senate passed the Memphis Safe Task Force Accountability Act with one change. It goes back to the House for a final vote. The bill requires the Shelby County District Attorney Steve Mulroy notify state leaders and the U.S. attorneys 24 hours after the task force felony case ends in a plea deal or a reduced charge or a dismissal. Tennessee state lawmakers are considering tougher penalties for people who spike drinks. A House committee is set to review a bill next week. It would make drink spiking a Class D felony. That could mean up to 12 years in prison and a $5,000 fine. The bill also includes free testing devices for bars and restaurants that serve alcohol. Tennessee state lawmakers working to advance a bill that would ban all forms of Kratom from being sold in the state. This is the same substance Grizzlies player Brandon Clark was arrested for having in Arkansas. It is illegal in that state, and Tennessee health leaders describe Kratom as a natural opioid substance that can easily become addictive and in some cases deadly. Right now you have the supplement legally you can buy at gas stations and vape shops across Tennessee. If the state Senate bill passes, it will go to Governor Bill Lee's desk for his signature. Shelby County suburbs could soon get a real voice on the Memphis Light, Gas, and Water Board and a real vote. A bill moving through the Tennessee State Legislature would let the county mayor appoint 2 voting members of the MLGW board, representing about 30% of customers who live outside the city and still use MLGW utilities. Right now, all 5 voting members live in Memphis. Suburban leaders only have non-voting members. The appointed board would then need to live, the appointed board members would then need to live in the suburbs and not be an MLGW employee. The bill has impact outside of Shelby County with other county and utilities providers in similar situations. FedEx pilots could be one step closer to a new contract after reaching a tentative agreement with FedEx management. Last summer, pilots rejected an earlier tentative agreement, 57 to 43%, even though it included a 30% pay increase and a 30% boost in their legacy pension. The deal heads to the FedEx Pilots Master Executive Council for review before pilots get to vote on whether to ratify it. DeSoto County District Attorney Matthew Barton is asking a judge to deny to Darius Young any kind of bond. He's charged with aggravated assault for shooting an 18-year-old in Horn Lake. He's also facing an auto burglary charge tied to a separate case. Back in February, the state argues that Young is a special danger to the community and should be held without bond. An investigation underway after an inmate was found dead at a Marshall County, Mississippi correctional facility. The Mississippi Department of Corrections confirmed 53-year-old Alexander Davis was found dead Monday. Leaders have yet to determine a cause of death. He was serving a 20-year sentence for selling methamphetamine, which was committed out of Neshoba County back in 2022. The ACLU wants to use DNA testing in hopes of proving the innocence of a man who's set for execution in Tennessee in about a month. Tony Carruthers was found guilty of murder after being accused of kidnapping 3 people, including one of the victim's mother, before burying them in a freshly dug grave in a cemetery back in 1994. Attorneys with the ACLU say false statements and unidentified DNA evidence does not tie Carruthers to the crime. A beautiful indoor practice facility. The new athletic performance facility at Northwest Mississippi Community College in Senatobia is officially open. School leaders, coaches, student athletes all on hand to celebrate the over $14 million project at a ribbon cutting ceremony. It's a new space. It includes a 70-yard coveted turf practice field, a dedicated cheer and dance facility, expanded sports medicine, and training areas. School leaders say the new facility will help teams train year-round and strengthen recruiting and student-athlete success. The Goodwill Excel Center in Memphis celebrated a new partnership with the Shelby County government. Ribbon-cutting ceremony for the Shelby County Corrections Excel Center brings Goodwill's free adult high school program directly into the correctional system. Students can earn diplomas and industry certifications, college credit at no cost, creating a clearer path to successful re-entry and stronger workforce opportunities across Shelby County. Memphis Police Department hosting its annual prom closet today and tomorrow. Students can pick up from a variety of dresses and clothes donated by the community. There's going to be prom dresses, suits, accessories, haircuts offered at no cost. This will be at the Juvenile Intervention and Faith-Based Follow-Up from 4 to 8 today, and then tomorrow from 10 until 2. And the Grizzlies wrapping up their season this weekend. They play the last 2 games. They will play Salt Lake City, Utah Jazz tonight in Salt Lake City. Tip-off is at 8:30, and then they finish the season in Houston against the Rockets on Sunday. Another live look from our High Five camera downtown Memphis on this beautiful Friday morning, 10 minutes after 9. We're back in 1 minute on Action News 5's Digital Desk. Welcome back to the Action News 5 Digital Desk. We got a great event scheduled for you, and it's right around the corner. It's April 18th from noon until 6. We're talking about Cooper Young Fest, Porch Fest, that is. And I'm joined on the Action News 5 Digital Desk by Amanda Yarborough-Dill. She is the Executive Director of the Cooper Young Community Association. So, Amanda, this is something that's been going on for a number of years. I would think because it is extremely popular. I've heard from so many people that just love it each and every year. Tell us more about it. Good morning.
Hey there. Yeah, good morning. Okay, so Cooper Young Porch Fest is basically a full day of free concerts in our neighborhood. And all of it's free. It's all volunteer based. All the hosts are homeowners who have offered to have music shows on their porches. And then, of course, all the musicians are also volunteering their time to just come out and make it a beautiful day.
Is there certain parts of the neighborhood, Amanda, where people can map out exactly which porches have these concerts at certain times?
Yes. So we do have a map and a schedule, and that will be up on our website later today. That's cooperyoung.org. You can go there and find it. But we'll also be giving away free paper maps, just kind of like while supplies last, at the gazebo that day. So the shows are really all over the neighborhood. We probably have about 6 businesses that are along the corridor of Cooper and Young. They're hosting shows, but then the majority are homeowners, and they're basically spread all across the neighborhood.
It sounds amazing because I know that there's other things involved. You got like, you got the porches, which are a lot of times very prominent in certain parts of that neighborhood. You got the live music, of course, that everybody loves. What else is, just part of integrated in that community and during Porch Fest?
Yeah, so actually, we also have an annual community yard sale. And since we started Porch Fest, we do it on the same day. So, starting that morning, you can come and go to yard sales. And I think we have nearly 30 yard sales this year. So, there will be a map available of all the yard sales too. So, you can literally come to Cooper Young in the morning, go to yard sales if that's your thing, go to lunch, and then stick around for music from 12 until 6 p.m.
That sounds fantastic. I love it. What else should people know about this event?
I think just you're welcome to come. This is kind of our thank you to, from our neighborhood to the greater Memphis community who comes here. They support our businesses. Of course, people love to come to Cooper Young Festival. And so this is meant to be a celebration of our neighborhood and music and springtime, and everyone is welcome to come.
It sounds great, sounds amazing, very festive, very Cooper Young, if you will. No doubt about it. Certainly a great time for everybody. We really appreciate you coming on the Action News 5 Digital Desk, Amanda, and look forward to April 18th. Thanks for all the info.
Yeah, thank you so much.
One more time, give us the website address.
Yes, it's cooperyoung.org. And if you go there, I will have the map uploaded today. And just to let y'all know, there are 190 bands playing this year. So it's the biggest Porch Fest ever.
Wait, how many bands?
There's 190 bands on 55 porches this year. So every year it gets a little bigger. Yeah.
Wow, 190 bands. Very, very impressive. Okay.
Yeah.
Amanda.
Yeah.
Nice. That might be a record somewhere. I don't know.
It's definitely a record for us.
Awesome. Amanda, appreciate it once again. Thanks for coming on the Digital Desk. Good luck with everything April 18th.
Yeah.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the Action News 5 Digital Desk. Well, there are so many Memphians and Mid-Southerners that are dealing with spring allergies. Yeah, spring has sprung, of course, throughout our area. And wow, is the pollen thick this year. How do you deal? What are the best methods to deal with some of our spring allergies? Let's bring in family nurse practitioner Marquita Lester. She works at Regional One Health, joining us once again on the Action News 5 Digital Desk. So I'm sure you see this with your practice, Marquita. What are some of the best practices, best methods that are the most effective? Good morning.
Good morning. The best methods to, as far as preventing the allergy symptoms or treating the allergy symptoms?
Well, first, I guess we can talk about preventing them, and then if you have them, ways to treat it.
Okay, to prevent them is just to avoid the allergen altogether. That means going outside, or if you're outside doing any lawn work, you want to come in, take those clothes off, and get the pollen off of you. And in order to treat the allergies, you can do decongestants, antihistamines, nasal sprays, and if it's really severe, you can go to an allergist and get allergy shots.
Why are some of the strongest or most severe cases of allergies, why are they sometimes in the spring? And what are the biggest allergens that you see people here in Memphis and the Mid-South have?
They're mostly in the springs because we have the trees blooming, we have the grass pollen, and trees. It's just a time of year when everything blooms and just spreads throughout the air, and that's that thick pollen that's on the cars. So that's just the time of the year here in Memphis.
Yes, yes, no question about it. I know that we have thousands of people that watch us each and every morning here, and they are probably looking for some sort of relief. You mentioned a couple, antihistamine, that sort of thing. What else can we tell some of the people that are suffering right now?
You can probably invest in a air purifier that will help out tremendously in your home. You can do allergy nasal rinses to wash your nasal passages and rinse them. That will help as well. And to just avoid the allergens if you can. But everyone has to go outside, so that's just inevitable.
Gotcha. What about, I always hear, you mentioned it a little bit off the top about, taking showers if you're outside for a long period of time.
Yes, you want to make sure that you take those clothing off, that pollen can come in contact with your clothing. So you want to make sure that you remove those when you come in the house, and make sure you're not laying on your couch or in your bed, because that can rub off on your bedding and as well as your furniture. So that's why it's important to remove the clothing and shower to remove the pollen from your skin and clothing.
Where do people make the most mistakes, Marquita, when it comes to trying to fight these allergies and all that pollen?
Well, they a lot of times they take some of the same medications. They may be taking and Afrin. Afrin is one of the no's to not do, because they take it because they have nasal congestion, and most people will use it for weeks. And you are only supposed to use Afrin for 2 to 3 days because it causes rebound congestion. It makes it worse. So that's one of the most common mistakes that I see.
Gotcha. Anything else that we can tell our audience when it comes to springtime allergies, way to combat it, effective ways to limit some of its, some of those severe cases out there?
Well, if you have a severe case, I would recommend that you go to an allergist or get a referral from your primary care specialist to see an allergist, so that they can test different allergens uh, that we have in this area, and they can formulate an allergy shot, and maybe immunotherapy will be beneficial to a person who has severe allergies.
Okay, Marquita Lester, a family nurse practitioner with Regional One Health. We appreciate your time on the digital desk. Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the Action News 5 Digital Desk. Check out this video. This is from the Monster Jam that is headed to the Lander Center in South Haven, April 17th, 18th, and 19th. I'm joined on the Action News 5 Digital Desk by Blake Granger, who is a former Monster Jam World Finals ATV racing champion. He has so many other accolades and honors. He's going to be part of the Monster Jam coming later this month. Blake, nice to meet you. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you guys for having me. Super pumped to be coming back to the Lander Center. I was actually there in Maximum Destruction a few years ago. So looking forward to coming back and having a good time.
So tell us a little bit about yourself. I know you guys travel all over the country, internationally as well. What's your background? Do you have a family? When you've been to Memphis, what's it been like? That sort of thing.
Most definitely. I'm actually only 6 hours away from you down in Louisiana. So we're going to be able to make the drive up to you guys, which is awesome because, I've been on Arena Series West this year, and I'm also on the International Series. So I have a lot of flight time under my belt. I literally live in airports and live in airplanes. So to be able to drive and come up to you guys is going to be a nice change of pace for me. But definitely, I'm a family man. I have 3 kids of my own, and we love to just go out and live the Louisiana dream, hunting and fishing and just having a good time on the boat, cooking with family and friends. And, that's what life's all about. But when it comes to Monster Jam, I love the adrenaline rush. I'm a motorsports guy at heart. I grew up racing motocross, and it transferred into a 12,000-pound Monster Jam truck. And you were talking about World Finals championships. We have the ATV championship, but we also won the Monster Jam World Finals Freestyle Championship last year in Salt Lake City, Utah. So we're coming in hot to the Lander Center. I'm excited.
Congratulations on all your success, Blake. Tell us what we're looking at right here, and is this what we can expect at the Lander Center?
Most definitely. Our Arena Series this year, it's a point series, and we are battling for another championship. I was in Arnhem, Holland just last weekend, and I was able to lock up the International Series championship, and I left my Arena Series for one weekend, and I am going back to the domestic tour, and I have a 66-point lead with only 4 weeks left to go, and I'm trying to lock up the Arena Series West Championship, and we have the opportunity to potentially do that in South Haven, Mississippi. So I'm trying my best to have a good weekend this weekend as I'm heading off to Des Moines, Iowa. So hopefully when I get to South Haven, I'm bringing all my family and friends down from Louisiana, and hopefully we can have just one awesome weekend in South Haven. We're going to have a backflip ramp. We're going to have a big floor. We're going to have 8 of the best Monster Jam trucks, Gravedigger, El Toro Loco, Monster Mud Dalmatian, and so much more. And I just can't wait to get back on the road, hang out with my Monster Jam friends, man. We're at a tour and we're competing against each other, but we're still friends at the end of the day. And I know one thing, we bring one awesome event to Monster Jam. So it's going to be a good time. Hopefully I get to see all you Monster Jam fans there.
Fantastic. Okay, so for someone who's never been and they are interested in going this time around, tell us a little bit about the venue, like the excitement, the tone, the energy inside, and from your perspective, I mean, what's the best thing about being at a Monster Jam?
Most definitely. We have 4 events coming up in South Haven, 1 Friday, 2 Saturday, and 1 Sunday. And one of the best parts about it is the Monster Jam Pit Party. Before the Saturday and Sunday day events, you can come walk the track, meet the drivers, see the trucks up close in person. The kids love it, man. When they walk out on the track and they see these 12,000-pound trucks, they're as big as it gets. And it's just such an adrenaline rush for these kids and even the adults, man. Like, who doesn't love massive American muscle? That's exactly what this is. And not only that, Monster Jam, man, we are doing things nowadays in these 12,000-pound trucks on floors just like the Lander Center that are unheard of, from 2-wheel skills to backflips to these crazy reverse sidewall saves. It's insane. And if you just watch this video you guys are playing now, it literally shows you what we are capable of doing in these 12,000-pound trucks, the carnage, the wrecks, the wild saves, the crazy moments. And that's what Monster Jam is all about. I love saying it doesn't matter if you're 3 years old or 75 years old. It's for the whole family. And people that have never been before, they show up not knowing what to expect. They think it's just loud noise, big trucks, and craziness, but then they come and experience it. And when the event's over, they're like, oh my gosh, when does it come back? That was completely different than what we expected. We wish we would have known sooner. We will be back. And that's mission accomplished on our end as Monster Jam drivers and athletes. We're trying to give you guys the most fun, family friendly, live atmosphere that you guys can get. And what makes it even better is judgeszone.com. You guys are the judges of the entire event. So we include the fans in the moment. There's not many sports that you can show up and do that. It's pretty awesome.
No question about it. Talk about tickets, how people can get them. How much are they?
Most definitely, monsterjam.com. You can go on Monster Jam, click on the tickets link. You can see everywhere where we're headed, all over the U.S., but as for South Haven, Mississippi, you can go on monsterjam.com. You can look at all 4 events. You can also buy your pit party passes. And something also awesome that we do is when the event's over, we have a meet and greet for up to 100 fans after every event. So they can go and also buy meet and greet tickets. That way, if they saw something crazy during the event, they can come meet with us backstage after the event, hang out with us, talk about those crazy events, talk about the backflip, talk about that crazy wreck or save that we had. It's pretty awesome. We try to do so many things to include the fans and make it truly a unique event. And that's what's so awesome about Monster Jam. And like I said, we're battling for a points championship. So we're not just showing up to drive in circles and have a good time. We are competing for a chance to go to the Monster Jam World Finals, July 4th weekend, Salt Lake City, Utah. And that right there puts a chip on every driver's shoulder to go out and perform at the best of their abilities. I know I'm coming in hot. I know last time I was there, we had a good time. We threw it down. We won a couple events. We're looking to come do it again.
All right. Well, listen, Blake Granger, you are certainly selling it for us today on the Action News 5 digital desk. I love watching this video, too. It's so intense and it's so amazing to watch. I can only imagine what it's going to be like in South Haven at the Lander Center. Appreciate you coming on. Congratulations on all your success in your career. And we'll look for you April 17th, 18th, and 19th. Take care.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much for having me, and see you guys.
Good morning. Welcome back to the Action News 5 digital desk. I want to show you the latest cover of La Prensa Latina on newsstands right now. You can also go to laprensalatina.com, the largest bilingual newspaper in the Memphis area. And it is talking about an immigration enforcement bill making its way through the Tennessee state legislature, with more concern growing in some of the communities, and that includes Memphis. Joining me now, the CEO of La Prensa Latina, Jairo Aguirre, joining us on the Action News 5 digital desk. Buenos dias, Jairo, ¿qué tal?
Buenos días, Andrés. Muy buenos días. How are you today?
I am doing well, thank you very much. Muy bien. Hace calor, huh?
Ya está empezando a hacer calor, ya llegó la primavera y bueno, aquí ya estamos listos para salir a disfrutar lo que es todo Memphis, and we're super excited. As I said, the spring has sprung and it's warming up, so we're excited to get out and do things in Memphis.
I love it, Jairo. I'm trying to advance,
We're good. We're getting there. It's like one step at a time. Next thing you know,
Exactly.
We're gonna be having these conversations in Espanol.
I appreciate it. Anything you can offer to me is welcome news. Muy bueno. So let's talk a little bit about the cover here. Tell me more.
Yeah, so it's a anti-immigration package that is continuing to advance, and of course, the residents of Tennessee are concerned. I've had conversations with people, but some of the in just a matter of days, and I'll just kind of go in through this just three real quick. In a matter of days, the state Senate has approved or advanced at least three major bills that are part of the broader agenda. One is a measure that creates new state level immigration crime targeting undocumented individuals who fail to comply with federal immigration processes. And so that right there is a very concern. That's just for traffic violations. The other one is moving forward would require certain law enforcement agencies, including sheriff offices, to hold individuals requested by immigration and customs enforcements for up to 48 additional hours, even after they would otherwise be eligible for releases. And the third one, it's concerning too, which is a separate bill which would allow penalties or disciplinary action against judges who found to obstruct the enforcement of federal immigration laws, which has, of course, increased pressure on the state's judicial system. And so those are just three that have came out, and it's concerning because they're starting to move forward. And of course, it's across the state of Tennessee, led by Republican Party Brent Taylor. But here in Memphis, of course, this is where we're at, and I've had the opportunity to talk to some friends, and some of the concerns or conversations are: should we leave Memphis? Should we maybe go to another state? And I've had conversations like, hey, and I was born in Mexico, but I've been in Memphis since the '90s, early '90s, and I feel like I'm a Memphian now. And I'm like, I love our city, and I think that I try to push the negative narratives aside, but it is concerning, and really, we're gonna continue to look at this and encourage everybody else that are out there, our fellow immigrants, to just to stay hopeful, and to also just stay up to date, of course, with La Prensa Latina and other news sources like yourself.
I appreciate you covering it, Jairo. Thank you, and it's something that both of us are definitely covering pretty consistently, I would say. So thank you for that. Another switching topics here. Another story in the cover in the pages of La Prensa Latina, and again on LaPrensaLatina.com. Something that so many people are excited about is the free summer concert series for the Overton Park Shell. And I don't know how many times you've been out there, Jairo, but every time I go, I realize it is one of the best venues to see live music. It's fantastic, isn't it?
It's fantastic. Yeah. I mean, I've gone out to the show, had conversations with Natalie Wilson, who's doing an amazing job out
Yeah.
there, and the rest of the team. And of course, every year's they have the summer and the fall ones. The summer lineup just got announced, which starts on May 9th with Allman Brothers Band and historic recreation show. But you got a little bit of everything for everyone. So it starts on May 9th, ends at June 27th. And so it's a whole summer of, and it's free. It's like you go out there, you take your chairs, your lawn garden chairs, whatever you want, or just a towel, or just go out there. Not and the park itself is great. I mean, you don't have like you can make it a whole trip where you go to the zoo, you land at the shell, and you're with your family. It's an amazing experience to go out there, and this is completely free for everyone to experience.
Yeah, and you can bring food, you can bring drink, you can do all
Yeah,
that, bring your friends. I can remember one of the times I took a bunch of people there and I was telling them about it, and they said, okay, how much do we owe you for the tickets? I'm like, hey, it's free. You don't have to worry about
it's
any
free.
tickets. It's an awesome
And you
event.
bring your cooler with you, you drag your
Yeah,
cooler, and you're like, hey, it's an amazing time, for
yeah.
sure. And one of the ones that I want to see is the iguanas. I think that caught my attention, which on June 11th, Las
Yeah, a lot of people
Iguanas
talking
or the
about that
iguanas.
one. I think,
Uh-huh.
I mean, gosh, Sunset Symphony on May 24th is a good one too. I mean, they used to have that
It's a good
downtown and it was wonderful.
Yeah, it's a good thing you said that because it's you're supporting some local artists, right? You got Sunset Symphony, Stax Academy Summer Showcase, but then you also have people from all over the country that come to Memphis. And you know, us as Memphis, I think we also gotta show up and show these artists that Memphis, that culture of Memphis is out there, and we're ready to enjoy some music and of course, you know, how we can all come together. So it's cool, and that's why we have it on the Prince of Latina, so we can have all sorts of communities coming together, Spanish speaking, American speaking, to go out to the Levitt Shell or just the Shell now. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And we can show how wrong LeBron James was. And that leads me to my third
Oh God,
story
yes.
here, Hyro. And this is about, LeBron James a little bit here and whether or not the Grizzlies, are in fact going to leave Memphis. The debate, is growing now. But from what I understand, I think he was just going off and not really having anything substantive when it comes to the Grizzlies moving.
Yeah, when I saw this, I was telling my editor, I was like, "Is this for real?" Like, I thought it was just like an April Fool's joke that that kind of had sprung, but he's like, "No, it actually has concern." And sometimes, especially it's a big name player like LeBron James, and that's something that he probably needs to kind of be careful when saying something to It's got to be fellow NBA teams, right? It's like, but yeah, that narrative of Memphis and being one of the worst NBA cities is so not true. And I have to hear it and I see it on social media where it comes from like, oh, it starts at the hotels downtown, the
The
what is it?
Weston and the Hyatt.
Westin. Yeah, and then, but of course, you can't deny when it comes down to the grit and grind, the culture of the NBA of here in Memphis. And of course, we got a contract till 2029, I believe, Andrew. So I know
Yeah.
we're not going anywhere. The Grizzlies are not going anywhere. But one thing we do know is that Nashville is really excited about having an NBA team. So that's the probably where it kind of gets uh heated, right? It's like Nashville wants an NBA team, but we got it. Nashville, Memphis has it, and you can't take it away from us.
That's exactly right. Amen, Hyro. And, one other thing, I don't know if you saw that influencer that drove down from Chicago and showcased some of the rooms that, that typically these NBA players stay in, both the Westin and Hyatt. They're enormous. They're beautiful. They're wonderful. And so it just speaks to how wrong
Speaks
LeBron
volumes, yeah.
James was.
And I did some I've seen a lot of other people that have a lot of influencers, and it does make sense for the Westing or the Hyatt to actually reach out to some of these influencers to showcase really especially on social media, which this all blew up from. Um, to showcase, of course, the rooms, everything, and I know that the Grizzlies are probably gonna do something great when it comes down to showcasing that culture of like our city, right?
No question about it. Plus, I mean, I've always thought Michael Jordan is the greatest of all time. I'm just saying. So,
That's right.
all right.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, we're getting
Haters
off
gonna
topic,
hate, Andrew.
Hyro.
Haters gonna hate. Yeah, yeah. But
That's
trust me,
true.
you're not gonna
Yes.
get a debate from me, but you'll get a debate from other people. That's for sure.
So wait, how do we say haters gonna hate in Spanish, Hyro?
Oh man, I have to get back to you on that one. See, here's the thing about Spanish because you can say los que van a odiar van a seguir odiando, but I have to like find the one that is like appropriate. That is, it's not literal, but yeah, I know what you're saying.
Exactly. Me go. Hyro. All right. So here we are once again, the cover of La Prensa Latina, laprensalatina.com, on newsstands right now, the largest bilingual newspaper in our area. Final thoughts, Hyro.
Just continue watching us at La Prensa Latina on our social media. You can follow us at La Prensa Latina Media. We have up-to-date information when it comes down to what's happening here locally, what's happening nationally, even internationally, between what's going on in Israel and Iran. You can also follow our website. You can find the e-edition of our publication at laprensalatina.com as well as all the other news sources there. and social media website, and of course here every Friday at on our digital desk with mi amigo Andrew Douglas.
Yes, muy bien, Jairo. Listen, muchas gracias. We appreciate your time as always. Have a great weekend.
Have a great weekend. Muchas gracias. Hasta luego.
Hasta luego, Jairo. Another beautiful live look from our High Five camera here. Downtown Memphis, 66 degrees, 943. Let's talk about your forecast in 1 minute.
Good Friday morning. I'm First Alert Meteorologist Riley Winch, and I hope you are enjoying the day out there because we're going to be on the hot and humid side. A couple of clouds starting to work their way in from the west. However, we're not expecting to see much in terms of rain. Now, a very localized drizzle with a couple raindrops there on the windshield can't be ruled out in northernmost areas, but vast majority of us staying dry all day long. Just a little bit more cloud cover as we head towards lunch and those afternoon hours, but highs getting up into the low to mid 80s. And notice we see a little bit of clearing around sunset. So I'm not going to rule out a beautiful sunset this evening, and just, you know, keep out some hope for a break in the clouds, and it might be a good one out there as temperatures today, they do warm up into the upper 70s as we head towards noontime. We get up into the low to mid 80s for highs. That'll be between the 3 and 5 o'clock time frame. We'll see a shower chance come from the north as we head throughout the day, but it's going to really fizzle out as it moves its way towards the mid-south. That's why we're talking about a mostly cloudy day. Maybe you see a very localized downpour, but that's like a downpour down the street and you're pretty good out there. So it's not going to ruin any of your Friday evening plans. Even in a Saturday morning, we're even drying out more with temperatures starting off tomorrow morning in the 60s and maybe some upper 50s, but getting up into the 80s pretty quickly over the course of the afternoon. Winds coming from the southwest 5 to 10 miles per hour. That's still filtering in a little bit of cloud cover to the region. Warm temperatures. However, it's going to be a little bit longer before we tap into some more of that Gulf moisture to really bring up those humidity levels. But one thing we've known lately is dry. This is the drought monitor. You're out in Wynne, Arkansas, up towards Harrisburg, Blytheville. This is where we're under the extreme drought at this time. Jonesboro area under that exceptional drought. I mean, this is significantly dry stuff that's resulting into some burn bans across the area. But we're even seeing that severe drought start to expand across the region with yesterday morning's drought monitor. So we really could use some rain. Notice a lot of that rain staying off to the north and staying off to the west over the next couple of days. So can't rule out maybe a localized drizzle or downpour out there. However, we are expecting to enter a wetter pattern as we head into next week. Notice all the greens. That indicates above average chances at precipitation, and we'll be watching those trends very closely in the forecast. As for now, a lot of these frontal systems, even into parts of next week, that approach the region just pass off to the north, where this high pressure is doing a really good job at blocking away the rain activity. So for weekend plans, that is some great news. For the drought, maybe not so much. And as we head into the week ahead, notice how this frontal system, even around midnight, it's just stalled north of the mid-south, and then it kind of pushes off to the north and east as we continue to see that southerly wind flow. So Saturday, we're going to be sunny and hot out there. Notice the clouds remain mostly off to the north, mostly off to the west. But as we head into Sunday, here comes the cloud cover, and that humidity comes into play because this southerly wind taps into a little bit more of that Gulf moisture, and that helps to bring in some more of the clouds. That helps to bring in a little bit of that shower activity. as we head towards Monday. So Monday we'll have showers around, a little drier Tuesday, but as we head towards Wednesday and Thursday, again, the chance for some showers do come into play. That we'll be watching these trends in the forecast very closely, because it's not looking like any one day next week has a widespread chance of rain, but we are seeing the chance that maybe we get a couple of downpours in some neighborhoods, more of a spotty to scattered fashion. In the cloud coverage, it goes down, mostly sunny tomorrow. It comes back up though, mostly cloudy as we kickstart the week. Maybe some periods of sunshine though as we head into next week. However, we're just going to be talking about the heat. I mean, we're above average in the temperature department. Average highs in the lower 70s this time of year. We're talking about the 80s each afternoon of the next 10 days, 82 today, but this weekend highs in the mid 80s. This is getting ready for some pool weather out there. Find ways to cool down even, with dry conditions Saturday making way for more humidity Sunday into next work week. Best chances for rain right now Monday, especially for that morning commute. Have the rain gear nearby. There will be some spotty showers nearby. And then as we head into Wednesday, Thursday next week, we'll be watching those trends in the forecast very closely. But I mean, these rain chances not really expected to bring in a front that cools us down at least through next weekend. So we'll be watching the trends in the forecast very closely. But for now, I hope you got the shorts and the t-shirts ready, because that's the kind of weather we're having.
Welcome back to the Action News 5 Digital Desk. When it comes to finding different things about new restaurants, happy hours, some new bars, all kinds of events throughout the year, there is the one place I go to every single time. Perhaps you're looking for something to do this weekend. It is the I Love Memphis blog, and the person who runs it, Jalen Suchek, joining us once again on the Action News 5 Digital Desk. We were having some fun with Jalen as we were setting up for this interview, and I got you on the April Fool's hook, line, and sinker. Jalen, how are you this morning?
You did, and I needed the reminder that it was April Fool's, so now that I cannot be got for the rest of the day, because I forgot we were already in April, which is crazy.
It has moved so fast. I gotta say, like, wow. I mean, it just felt like we just entered 2026. Here we are in April, and wow, the festival season is upon us, isn't it?
Yes, definitely. I think it's safe to say that April might be one of the busiest months in Memphis. Maybe it's April and September. It's like those weekends where everything's happening the same day, and you're just going to have to pray that you can try and hit everything you want to do, because there's a lot happening. I think we have a blog right now that's running for April events, and it has 30 plus things going on. And those are just big events and festivals, but there's definitely a lot of festivals this month that are happening.
I know you want to hit on a few. I don't have the graphics today, but we'd love to hear them.
Yeah, we got a lot. So I kind of kept it with like kind of the high level food and drink festivals, but there's so many that I even had to miss some of them. So we're going to go through as many as we can. But the first one, and these will all be in order that they're happening. So the first big one that's coming up is Taste the Rarity. That's on April 11th, and it runs from 4 to 8. I don't know if you've been to this, Andrew, or know much about it, but it's Wiseacre's big beer festival. This is the 11th year they're doing, and this is definitely the biggest beer festival that happens in Memphis. So you purchase the tickets. Tickets are about $50. You'll get a wristband, a taster glass, and 4 hours of unlimited samples and pours. And then they bring breweries in, not just from the Memphis area, but kind of all over. So you really never know who's going to be there, and they're going to be pouring a bunch of different styles of beer. So you're likely to find something that you like in the mix. And also fun this year, Wiseacre has really kind of elevated their entertainment with their events and having music. So there's going to be a live concert that will be happening alongside the ticketed festival. So again, that's April 11th for Taste the Rarity. And then another one that's happening the next day. So if you have a festival that is all beer samples, picture this with mimosas. So that's Mimosa Festival Memphis, and that's happening April 12th from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. And this is going to be back on Tom Lee Park along the riverfront. They do two of these events a year, and so most recently it was at AutoZone Park. So they're back to the river, which is a great vibe in the spring, being on there. And they'll have the same thing. They have live music, local vendors. They'll have a bunch of stations set up, and you'll be able to just take your kind of your little mimosa flute, champagne flute, and have a bunch of different samples. And then new this year is going to be a French 75 station. So of course, both of those events are 21 and up only. They have limited tickets for Mimosa Festival. It's $55, and they always do a theme, a color. So the color is red. So you're definitely encouraged to dress the part, and if you don't, you will stand out, because I've seen people show up and they do the colors accordingly. So those are two of the big beer and mimosa festivals. And we're just going to keep going. April 17th and 18th, we're switching to music. This is the Shell Days Music Festival happening at Overton Park Shell. This is put on by Mempho, and doors will be opening up at 4 p.m. for this. So this is 2 nights of live music again at the Shell. The Friday night is going to be headlined by Old Crow Medicine Show, and Molly Tuttle will also be performing The Last Revel. And more. And then on Saturday, it's going to be headlined by Green Sky Bluegrass, and you'll have a bunch of other performers there as well. So it's kind of like good kickoff, laid back. Like sometimes, I think people can be a little bit more intimidated by a music festival and the crowds that it can have. This is a really good, intimate, laid back one that you can hit, and really a good opener for the Shell season, which will kick off later this month. And I think next Monday is when they're going to be announcing the summer schedule. So that's an exciting thing to put on the radar as well. Andrew, do you have any questions before I keep going? I feel like I'm just talking at you.
I love it. I can listen all day long to you, Jalen. I have to say, the Overton Park Shell is one of the best venues, and I feel like it's so underrated to watch music there. I mean, it doesn't matter really who's playing, because it's just so nice. And when you get like a nice night out, I mean, hitting the Overton Park Shell for some music, some cool vibes, it's 10 out of 10.
Yes, and it's a really good storied season for it. They're going to be in September celebrating the 90th anniversary with a Booker T show, so that'll be great. But again, yeah, the Shell is just a must. You can bring out your own blanket, your chairs, your own drinks and food, and just have a good night out. And it really doesn't matter who is playing. You don't need to know. It's always good. It's a great way to learn new music. So
yeah, I agree with you. I've done the same thing where you bring a bunch of friends. Hey, come on. In fact, the last time I went, I told some friends, I was like, hey, make sure you join us, and they're like, okay, how much do we owe you for the tickets? I'm like, it's free, man. Don't even worry about it. It was so awesome. And then you were mentioning some of the different festivals down by the river, the Mimosa Festival. I think that's a great idea. I mean, mimosas right by the river there, perfect.
Yeah, and we have another great riverfront back-to-back festival day. So on April 18th, it's going to be the World Championship Hot Wing Contest and Festival. That's going to be at Riverside Drive, right along River Garden Park. And then the next day is also the Raging Cajun Crawfish Festival happening at the same location. But if you haven't been to the Hot Wing Contest, I highly, highly, highly recommend this. I like to tell people, explain it as kind of like a barbecue fest, but a little bit more inviting if you don't know people, because you can actually eat the wings that these teams are making and competing with. And it's super fun. It's the same kind of style, like people are having a good time. They decorate their tents, they get all in it, and the competition is definitely very fierce. Everyone approaches their wings a little bit differently. And so like all the proceeds for this go to support the Ronald McDonald House in St. Jude. So it's for a good cause. But I think it's at the first 500 tickets that you purchase, you'll get 2 free wing bucks. And then from there, you can kind of buy tickets or give $1 to the teams, and be able to sample wings from all the different tents that they have set up. And it's fun because, these teams are also competing for the public vote, and they want people to come buy their wings. And so they have the most money in the till at the end of the day, which again goes to support Ronald McDonald House in St. Jude. And it's fun. They have 2 music stages. There'll be a second line parade, a dance contest. Just a lot of fun, family friendly. Tickets, I think, are $20 online. So definitely buy them in advance, because they go up to $30 at the gate, and it is free for kids 8 and under. So Love that event. Again, this is April 8th, 11 to 6 p.m. And then definitely stick around for the next day because it's the Raging Cajun Crawfish Festival, which will be from 11 to 7. And this, of course, supports Porter Leith. And I think this is in their 33rd year on having this festival. It's free admission, but you buy your crawfish once you get in there. And this is kind of like the biggest crawfish festival all of the Mid-South area. And so they have thousands of pounds of fresh crawfish that they were cooking up. They do shrimp. They have food trucks on site as well that you can purchase from. Live music. There's crawfish bobbing, crawfish eating contests, racing contests, kids area, and it's always just a lot of fun. So really cool, both in the same location, back-to-back weekends there right on Riverfront.
That sounds fantastic. I love crawfish, and I just love the whole celebratory mood that everybody's in when you have it. I mean, it's almost like we have so many different crawfish festivals here. It's just tell me what time and I'm coming. You know, it's fantastic.
Yeah, and I love crawfish, but it's so much work, you know. Like I want someone to do the work for me so I can just enjoy it. But it's fun.
Yeah.
It's so associated with like spring and being outside and community. So if you can't make that crawfish festival, as you mentioned, we have a bunch. Overton Square Crawfish Festival is April 25th, and that'll be from 11 to 5. And it's again another situation where admission is free. Kids and pets are welcomed, and you can purchase the crawfish when you get there. Another really cool event, which kind of competes with the Hot Wing Festival, so you're really going to have to plan out, try and get to one earlier and go to the other later, is the Cooper Young Porch Fest, and this is in year 6, so that's April 18th, and it starts at noon. And essentially, all of the porches, well, not all, but a good number of porches in Cooper Young will have host bands that will be performing on their porch, and you kind of just hop around, sit in their lawn, enjoy some music, and it's just a ton of bands participate. And in the morning they have a community yard sale, but that's a really, really cool, free, open to everyone event. And I think it's just so Cooper Young and fun and cool. And then you can hear and support some local music in the process.
Yeah, I was going to say it's totally on brand for Cooper Young. I mean, it's that sounds perfect, you know, for the neighborhood. I mean, everything just aligned perfectly. Cooper Young neighborhood, you know, a porch festival, yard sale, and music and art show. I mean, you put in a fat guy in a red suit, you got Christmas there. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, yeah, that's perfect. So I'm going to be trying my best. I think my plan is to be going to Wing Fest in the morning and then in the afternoon try and swing by Porch Fest because that's always a good one. But there are, again, I think we can keep going on and on and on with what's happening in April. There's a 3-day Good Vibes Comedy Festival where comedians will be coming in. Africa in April, of course, is happening. Shelby Forest has their spring festival happening. Memphis Football Spring Fest is there in April. It just goes on and on. You know, Vintage 901. There's Science of Wine. So much happening in April, and we again document all that in our 30+ events happening in April guide. That if you go to ilovememphisblog.com, it's right there on the center page. And of course, we also have Easter coming up this weekend and have guides for that as well.
Yeah, excellent. ilovememphisblog.com. Jalen Suchek, we appreciate your time as always on the digital desk. Thank you.
Thanks, Andrew.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the Action News 5 digital desk. There is so much stress in our everyday life. I mean, you think about it. You got hectic schedules. We're all trying to multitask with our professional life. Then we got our personal duties. How do we focus? How do we reduce some of those cortisol levels, the stress that we have in our everyday life. Well, I have two people that are going to join us now to talk about reducing stress in our lives. I'm joined on the Action News 5 digital desk, two friends of mine here, Callie Roll and Dalton Mabry. They are certified personal trainers at Lifetime in Collierville on the Action News 5 digital desk. Thank you. Welcome back to the digital desk to both of you. Where do we begin? And I'll let you guys kind of choose who speaks here. Where do we begin when it comes to stress? Because we all have stress in our lives. I don't know if it's because of all the devices we have, the screens that we constantly use, but it's certainly a prevalent issue. I'm sure you guys see it every day in your practice. Where do you tell some of your clients to begin? Good morning.
Good morning. First, I want to start by giving a few symptoms so people can understand what could be causing some stress and what are going to be some symptoms of stress. According to the American Psychological Association, 77% of Americans, they deal with physical symptoms of stress. Now, some of the things can include poor sleep habits, tight muscles, dealing with some things like, what else would you like to add in there?
I think just seeing it with our own eyes, like watching somebody walk up the stairs into the gym, like you can see the weight of the world on them. You can see it in their face. You can see it in the way that they're walking. And then after we get to work with them and kind of help them get moving, help them do whatever they need that day, watching them walk back out the door is the best feeling in the world, because you can see a difference in one session, just moving and being able to be around a trainer and somebody that you enjoy being around. You get to really see that stress kind of get off their shoulders.
You know, Lifetime in Collierville, you have all kinds of clients there. You have young people, you have older folks, you have people who require a rigid structure, you have people that kind of do their freestyle kind of workout. People from all ages. Where do people make the biggest mistakes when it comes to stress?
I would say a huge mistake that I see a lot of the time with group fitness people and my own clients is they try and do everything they can to make themselves feel better at that one moment. But really there's one answer to kind of, not one answer, but one thing that I see that helps the most efficient way with stress is moving your body. And that doesn't just mean, oh, I'm going to go take a yoga class and clear my head and all of that, which is great. But also just coming into the gym, walking on the treadmill, taking a group fitness class, any type of movement. I've noticed our dance classes, great way to kind of regulate your nervous system by repeating movements. That's been a great habit of some of my clients, kind of getting rid of their stress through dance.
I know that you guys have both mentioned movement. Can we dive a little bit deeper? Tell me about the movement. Are we talking about weight training? Are we talking about fitness and cardio? What are we talking about?
I'd say there's three specific things that I'd like to look at. Bouncing off of her talking about doing dancing, one of the things that'll help lower cortisol and stress is repetitive movements. So getting involved in something like that, that's going to have perhaps a beat, or working out with music, that's going to help lower some cortisol, release some of those feel-good endorphins in your brain. Alongside that, getting involved in strength training is very effective. Another way to release those endorphins in the brain. One more I'd like to add is doing some, brisk walking. You could get involved in cycling or swimming, very effective ways that aren't going to fatigue your body so much. That's going to help you alleviate that stress.
We hear about that all the time, that just moving for just a little bit each day or perhaps several times a week can really do amazing things for your body. The other thing that you mentioned off the top, Dalton, was the fact of how important sleep is. What else? Okay, so we're moving, we're trying to sleep the necessary amount of time. What else to reduce some of that stress that we all kind of deal with every day?
Yeah. Another thing on top of sleep and movement is pretty simple. It's the way that you're breathing and the way that you're thinking. So while you're at work, maybe you get a stressful email and you're thinking, oh my goodness, how am I supposed to go on with the rest of my day? I'm so stressed right now. Take 3 minutes, sit in your desk, take a deep breath in, breathe in for 4, hold it, let it out. Continue doing that. That's going to help regulate your nervous system and kind of get you centered back into where you are and what you're doing right then and there.
I like that. I like that because that can happen anywhere. Tell me about, I see this as one of the hot trends just overall, certainly at Lifetime, but everywhere across the country, this group fitness. Why is it so hot? Why do people need a tribe to work out? Is it just one of those accountability things, or is it something more than that?
It's absolutely accountability is a really big part of it. You know, when you've got camaraderie around you, that's going to help you, you know, get some mood boosts from the friends of yours. It's going to hold you accountable, and it's also going to give you consistency. Now, once you control those three things, that's another way to chip away at that block of cortisol and reduce your stress. So, you know, we have over 100 classes a week here. Yeah, absolutely. So we see it firsthand, you know, when people walk into a studio to do, you know, one of our barbell classes or something, you know, they don't ever walk out in a worse mood.
No question. I can certainly validate that point. Final thoughts. I leave it open to you. Anything else you want to mention that we haven't touched on you feel is important to reduce that stress?
Yeah. So I've been talking about this with some of my clients, and I want to share it here as well. If you do struggle a lot with stress and maybe you don't know, you know, what's causing it, or maybe you need a better understanding, we do offer some demo kits here. And this is just going to give you a better understanding of where your stress levels are throughout the day. So you just take 4 samples throughout the day and then get it results back, and you get to see kind of a better understanding of what's causing these different stress swings throughout your day. Gives you a really good understanding.
Okay, Callie, Dalton, we appreciate your time on the Action News 5 Digital Desk. Always enjoy this conversation where we can just kind of help people out there, because there's thousands of people who watch us each and every morning, and we all deal with stress, and we're just trying to figure out ways to bring it down. And certainly you offered some great advice and some great ideas for people out there. We appreciate the conversation as always. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, another live look from our High Five cameras. We go to break on this Friday. Beautiful day and a beautiful weekend on tap. We'll talk about the forecast in 1 minute.
Good Friday morning. I'm First Alert meteorologist Riley Winch, and I hope you are enjoying the day out there, because we're going to be on the hot and humid side. A couple of clouds starting to work their way in from the west. However, we're not expecting to see much in terms of rain. Now, a very localized drizzle with a couple raindrops there on the windshield. Can't be ruled out in northernmost areas, but vast majority of us staying dry all day long. Just a little bit more cloud cover as we head towards lunch and those afternoon hours, but highs getting up into the low to mid 80s. And notice we see a little bit of clearing around sunset. So I'm not going to rule out a beautiful sunset this evening, and just, you know, keep out some hope for a break in the clouds, and it might be a good one out there as temperatures today, they do warm up into the upper 70s as we head towards noontime. We get up into the low to mid 80s for highs. That'll be between the 3 and 5 o'clock time frame. We'll see a shower chance come from the north as we head throughout the day, but it's going to really fizzle out as it moves its way towards the mid-south. That's why we're talking about a mostly cloudy day. Maybe you see a very localized downpour, but that's like a downpour down the street and you're pretty good out there. So it's not going to ruin any of your Friday evening plans. Even in a Saturday morning, we're even drying out more with temperatures starting off tomorrow morning in the 60s and maybe some upper 50s, but getting up into the 80s pretty quickly over the course of the afternoon. Winds coming from the southwest 5 to 10 miles per hour. That's still filtering in a little bit of cloud cover to the region. Warm temperatures. However, it's going to be a little bit longer before we tap into some more of that Gulf moisture to really bring up those humidity levels. But one thing we've known lately is dry. This is the drought monitor. You're out in Wynne, Arkansas, up towards Harrisburg, Blytheville. This is where we're under the extreme drought at this time. Jonesboro area under that exceptional drought. I mean, this is significantly dry stuff that's resulting into some burn bans across the area. But we're even seeing that severe drought start to expand across the region with yesterday morning's drought monitor. So we really could use some rain. Notice a lot of that rain staying off to the north and staying off to the west over the next couple of days. So can't rule out maybe a localized drizzle or downpour out there. However, we are expecting to enter a wetter pattern as we head into next week. Notice all the greens. That indicates above average chances at precipitation. And we'll be watching those trends very closely in the forecast. As for now, a lot of these frontal systems, even into parts of next week, that approach the region just pass off to the north, where this high pressure is doing a really good job at blocking away the rain activity. So for weekend plans, that is some great news. For the drought, maybe not so much. And as we head into the week ahead, notice how this frontal system, even around midnight, it's just stalled north of the mid-south, and then it kind of pushes off to the north and east as we continue to see that southerly wind flow. So Saturday, we're going to be sunny and hot out there. Notice the clouds remain mostly off to the north, mostly off to the west. But as we head into Sunday, here comes the cloud cover, and that humidity comes into play because this southerly wind taps into a little bit more of that Gulf moisture, and that helps to bring in some more of the clouds. That helps to bring in a little bit of that shower activity as we head towards Monday. So Monday we'll have showers around, a little drier Tuesday, but as we head towards Wednesday and Thursday, again, the chance for some showers do come into play. That we'll be watching these trends in the forecast very closely because it's not looking like any one day next week has a widespread chance of rain, but we are seeing the chance that maybe we get a couple of downpours in some neighborhoods, more of a spotty to scattered fashion. In the cloud covers, it goes down, mostly sunny tomorrow. It comes back up though, mostly cloudy as we kickstart the week. Maybe some periods of sunshine though as we head into next week. However, we're just going to be talking about the heat. I mean, we're above average in the temperature department. Average highs in the lower 70s this time of year. We're talking about the 80s each afternoon of the next 10 days, 82 today, but this weekend highs in the mid 80s. This is getting ready for some pool weather out there. Find ways to cool down even with dry conditions Saturday, making way for more humidity Sunday into next work week. Best chances for rain right now Monday, especially for that morning commute. Have the rain gear nearby. There will be some spotty showers nearby. And then as we head into Wednesday, Thursday next week, we'll be watching those trends in the forecast very closely. But I mean, these rain chances not really expected to bring in a front that cools us down at least through next weekend. So we'll be watching the trends in the forecast very closely. But for now, I hope you got the shorts and the t-shirts ready because that's the kind of weather we're having.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the Action News 5 digital desk. Well, I have got a treat for you. Have you seen this illusionist? His name is Leon Etienne, and he is playing in downtown Memphis. Later this month, he's been on all kinds of different shows, national television, America's Got Talent, Jimmy Fallon, Masters of Illusion, Penn and Teller. Amazing stuff here. He is recognized for his charisma, fast-paced, high-energy, rock and roll edge performance style, and an incredible no-nonsense approach to magic. And joining me on the Action News 5 digital desk, I have Leon joining us right now to talk about the show that's coming up April 18th. Leon, it's nice to meet you. Tell me a little bit about your background. Good morning.
So great to meet you too, man. Thank you so much for having me. Born and raised in upstate New York at 12 years old. I was grounded by my mother. I was bored out of my mind. And underneath my bed at that time, there was no internet. There was no TV in my room. So underneath my bed, I had three things. I had a fire truck, I had my hockey equipment, and I had a magic book that my grandparents gave me. And I was just out of pure boredom. I opened that book up. I read my first trick, instantly fell in love. Left my room when I was grounded, which is a no-no. And my mom was like, Leon, what are you doing out of your room? I said, Mom, pick a card, right? And she picked a card and I blew her mind. And from that day on, I've been hooked. And that was over 30 years ago.
Wow. Okay. So this is some video that we're seeing from one of your shows. Tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, so you're seeing a lot of clips from Penn and Teller Fool Us. I've been on that show twice, from America's Got Talent. I made it to the finals on that series. And also Jimmy Fallon, and then Masters of Illusion as well. And then there's some clips from that big show, which we are bringing to Memphis. This is going to be incredible. It is basically, people describe Magic Rocks as if like David Copperfield and Van Halen had a baby, right? You put those two things together, you get a high energy rock and roll style magic show, which I feel like with the music history of Memphis and Beale Street is the perfect show for this city. We've been in Memphis before. I've done some halftime shows for the Grizzlies, and then I've done a lot of private shows. But this is the first time we've done a public show in a long time there.
Fantastic, Leon. Well, tell us what the audience can expect here. I mean, we saw a little bit of those clips, about 30 seconds or so. How long's the show? Is there interaction? What is it?
Yeah. So the show's going to be in two segments. We do have an intermission because it breaks up into about, it's like 60 minutes for the first segment and then about 45 for the second segment of the show. Gives people enough time to stretch. But this is a completely family-friendly show. Yes, it's high energy. Yes, there's a lot of cool visuals. But this is good for literally from everyone from grandpa to the grandkids. Bring everyone, bring the family. As a matter of fact, let me give you a little preview. Can everyone see the ring on my finger? You can see that in the studio, yeah?
Yes. Yeah.
Watch. If I take the ring off, watch. When I let go, check it out. It jumps right back up on that finger, guys.
Nice.
Even if I loosen it first and then let go, it still finds its way back to the finger. So that's just a little sample. This is just the stuff I do for fun for interviews. But if you like that, you're going to love what you see on TV. Now, we know what this is, right? Brand name, Sharpie marker. But in my industry, we call these magic markers. And that's because they perform magic. Look, check it out. If I touch it to the air, it vanishes. And then you get it back like that. That's pretty crazy, right? That's a fun visual.
Not bad, not bad. Who were your inspirations? You mentioned Copperfield a minute ago.
Yeah. So growing up for me, believe it or not, it's probably someone that no one's ever heard of in America because he's a Dutch illusionist. His name is Hans Klok. And growing up when I was exposed to him on TV, I was like, wow, this guy is like kind of where it's at. Very high energy, very fast-paced illusion, keeps the show going. But there was a series on TV years ago called World's Greatest Magic. And it happened for 5 years, and it was on NBC, I think. But it happened on Thanksgiving Eve, right? The perfect time to have a TV show back then because families were gathering around, getting ready for the holiday the next day. So they had this special called World's Greatest Magic, and it literally showed some of the best magicians in the world. And at that time, when I was getting into magic, that's what did it for me. I mean, I saw so many wonderful things from close-up magic to stage magic. This show has a little bit of everything for everybody. It's interactive. I call volunteers on stage if people want to help out, but also you can just sit there and relax and enjoy yourselves as well.
Is this 2 hours? How long is it, would you say?
Yeah, so all in all, it's about 90 minutes, but there is a 15 to 20 minute intermission in between those segments of the show. So yeah, you'll be there for about 2 hours. But check it out. I can do another trick for you guys. Yeah, check this out. So we got the marker from before. We'll just place this here for a second. And the ring. Check this out, guys. I'm going to angle the camera down. Everyone, watch the ring, because if I squeeze it, and then I use the magic wand like Harry Potter, right? Check it out. I tap, and that ring then vanishes. And then you cause the marker to vanish again. And then you get the marker back like that, guys. And look, if I take that cap off the marker and shake, that ring will jump right back out of that cap. That is impossible. Do we have time for one more?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, you let me know. You let me know. All right, so check this out. This is a deck of cards. I want everyone to see it is just a deck of cards, okay? And now this will work virtually through the studio. So whenever you want, please just say stop for me.
Stop.
All right, right there. I'm going to push that card forward, okay? I'm going to put my head down so I do not see this card. Tell me, can you see that in the camera?
Sure can.
Okay, look, all I'm going to do is put it right back on top of the deck and watch how fun this is. I just cut the cards in half and bury your card right in the middle. That's fair. Now, all I need you to do is think of your card. Everyone at home, think of the card you just saw. Watch this. Think right now. Because with just a snap of the fingers, look, guys, one card and one card only has now changed color. Look, they are all blue, but look, one card only has changed color. The only one. Everyone at home, continue thinking of that card, because with just another snap, for the first time, can you tell me what the card is?
It's a 9 of diamonds.
The 9 of diamonds?
Uh-huh.
Oh, thank God we got it. The 9 of diamonds. Exactly. So check it out, check it out. If I put the 9 of diamonds here in my hat, right? Say stop one more time for me. Say stop whenever you want.
Stop.
All right, look at that card. You got it?
Yep.
And check it out. All I do again is snap my fingers after it goes back in the middle, and one card turns red, guys. One card and one card only turns red. Well, there is still one card that's red. It's been here in full view the entire time.
No way.
Check it out, guys. Hopefully your card.
Oh,
exactly.
very
Magic
impressive.
Rocks, guys. Come see us in a couple weeks at the Hollerin Center. It's going to be awesome.
Very, very impressive, Leon. Appreciate it. Thanks for coming on the digital desk. Good luck on your tour. Congratulations on all your success. We'll see you on April 18th.
Thank you, guys. You rock.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the Action News 5 digital desk. Gorgeous weather outside. It's time to check out one of the prettiest places in the entire Mid-South, the 96 acres of beauty. I'm joined on the Action News 5 digital desk by Jenna Harris with Memphis Botanic Garden. She is there to talk about all the great things they have each and every week, day, year, all the time. And there is a specific event that's happening May 3rd. Jenna, good morning. How are you?
Good morning. Yeah, every day is beautiful here at the garden. It's different every day and things are blooming constantly. So even if you've come another day and you're going to see something else blooming. And yeah, so right now we are in the middle of our celebration of our bloom season. So that started off with our cherry trees in March, our tulips in April, and our tulips tuliped a little bit earlier than everybody thought they were going to, but it was a gorgeous time. Hopefully everybody got a chance to come out and see that. But now we're getting ready to step into one of my favorites, which is our Southern Delights. That's our roses that will begin to peak fairly soon. Our irises, the magnolias, the dogwoods are already blooming and gorgeous. The azaleas, we just planted over 700 azaleas where our tulips were. So waiting on those to flush out. And we're celebrating all of these different things with activities on Bloom Saturdays where you can come and enjoy. It's included with garden admission. This coming Saturday, we'll have some members of the symphony here. They're going to be playing some music for you guys that goes along with a story. So you can come out, enjoy those things. And we're really excited on May 3rd. We're really going to celebrate our blooms with an event called Petals and Parasols. So just envision Bridgerton and Memphis. That's what's going to be happening here. We're going to be going all through the garden, exploring through, and we've partnered with some of our local florists. You know, we don't just celebrate our blooms, we're celebrating all the blooms. So our florists are creating living gowns on mannequins. And so these mannequins will be the guests that'll already be here at the garden when you arrive. As you're strolling through down into our beautiful rose garden, we'll have the mannequins set up along the pathways of this whole experience. And you'll get to see these living floral gowns. And we hope everybody comes in their own beautiful gowns. It is for all ages. It is free with garden admission. There are 5 different florists that will create these floral gown displays. Guests will get to vote on their favorite. We'll have beautiful tablescapes set up. We'll have vendors with food. You can pick up a little charcuterie, have a nice little picnic in the garden. This is the weekend before Mother's Day, so what a fun way to treat mom maybe a week early or so, or just treat her both weekends. As a mom, I will say that. And, come out, enjoy the garden, enjoy a moment. And if you really want to take it up a notch, you can get a ticket that is for the Rose of the Ball VIP experience. That's going to include 4 cocktails along with a little small bites, your own little charcuterie box, a VIP seating area. And you'll get to just come enjoy the sounds of the Renicia Michelle trio that'll be here playing the beautiful music amongst all of these beautiful blooms.
Wow, that was a lot there, and might I add, it's such a beautiful picture there, and you're wearing such a beautiful dress. You always look great, Jenna, but certainly you look the part today. Tell me more. This is all happening May 3rd, is that right? Both the VIP experience too?
Yes, yes. So again, if you want to come, bring your kids, come out and just enjoy the blooms and enjoy the flowers. Everybody is welcome to do that. So the garden opens at 9 a.m. Our florists will be working on their installations for a 1 o'clock showtime. So at 1 o'clock is really the big kickoff for the petals and parasols. And from 1 o'clock until 5 o'clock, we'll have all of this set up for you. Again, you get to vote on your favorite. We're going to have a few different categories for the favorites, and you'll get to go through, enjoy all of these different gardens. Like I said, the roses will be in peak bloom at this point. The irises will be in peak bloom at this point. You'll get to go through our herb garden, which will just starting to be coming out with all of the flowers on the herbs. So it really is, you get to that early May in Memphis and it's gorgeous no matter where you are. But of course, here at the garden, we've done a lot of work to plant all of these beautiful spaces and really elevate it. And we hope everybody, again, just gets to dress up, put on your favorite Regency era outfit, come out, really just kind of transform the garden into this garden party atmosphere that everybody can enjoy.
I love it. I love it. Jenna Harris showing how it's done this morning on the Action News 5 Digital Desk. Okay, so all the details, membg.org, right?
Yes, membg.org. If you want to do those VIP tickets, those are limited. So you can go on our website. There's tickets available on our website. You can log on there, grab those tickets before they sell out. We think this one will be a sellout. Come and enjoy the garden in full bloom.
Okay, Jenna Harris with Memphis Botanic Garden joining us on the Action News 5 Digital Desk, reminding us all about the gem that is the Memphis Botanic Garden. Jenna, thanks so much. To the Action News 5 digital desk. If you're new to Memphis, if you've been in Memphis several years, perhaps you're a lifelong Memphian. You're always looking for things to do, places to go, things to see, that sort of thing. The best resource for everybody, I was trying to think of the right word, but the best resource for everyone out there is I Love Memphis, in my opinion. I think it's a wonderful resource for anybody. Any time of the year you're looking for something to do, perhaps you got people coming into town, or you just want to get out with your girlfriends, or a guy's night, or whatever. We got Jalen Suchek joining us on the Action News 5 digital desk. She is always in the know when it comes to I Love Memphis and I Love Memphis blog. She runs it with some others out there. And how's that going, by the way? You've been doing this now for quite a bit. Everything going well, Jalen? Good morning.
Yeah, it's great. And Andrew, I mean, I love your intros. You always give the best intro. So thank you for that. But yeah, everything's been great. I've been at the helm now about, almost 3 years. We've been really trying to build up a strong contributor team. So it's not just one voice, it's more of collective voices around the city to just tap into everything there is, because, one person can obviously not do it all, because contrary to some belief, there is so much to do in the city, and I'm happy to be constantly busy.
Okay, so I can't remember the publication, but someone outside of Memphis sent me something that said top 5 most boring cities was Memphis, Tennessee. And I'm like, what, are you on crack or something? What are you talking about?
Yeah, you're living in a different world if you think that. I refute that.
Exactly.
Vehemently.
100%. 100%. So anyway, enough about that. I'm off my soapbox. Let's talk.
I know we could go on a whole rant on that.
I know I'm preaching to the choir. So Jalen, let's talk about these happy hours that I understand are bigger and better than ever these days, right?
Oh yeah, I mean, in restaurants, we know it's hard, so they have to be a little more competitive. So we always have a happy hours guide to deals blog. We just recently updated it because, like the Memphis weather, happy hour deals change quickly. So I say this all with preface that, call ahead if you want to confirm it, or look on their socials just to make sure that it's still accurate. Because again, it can change. They might have new offerings or different days, different hours. This is why we have to routinely update this guide. But I had to ask you, Andrew, do you have a favorite happy hour around the city?
I wish I did. I think I might need to. Give me some
We'll
pointers.
find you one by the end of this.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, so I guess I can just hop in. So our guide has about 15 spots. And I mean, of course, that is not speaking to every great happy hour in the city. We really tried to boil it down to places that have good daily happy hour offerings. Some places maybe it's just a Monday night or a Thursday night. So that's how we kind of organized it. We are always open to more feedback and adding more places. So if you have a good spot, please let us know. We love to take people's recommendations and infuse them into the guide. So I picked 3 of my favorites from the guide, different little spots in town. The first is Bell Tavern. And Andrew, I'm not sure if you've heard of Bell Tavern. Some people, you bring it up and they're never heard of this place before.
I haven't. Tell me more. I'm interested, though. Looks great.
Yeah, and so I think a reason people don't know about it is because it's a hidden bourbon bar in an alleyway in downtown Memphis. So the Barbaro Alley, just around the corner from Aldo's, tucked in there between, like the Peabody and South Main. This is just a great spot in general. Some of the best people work there, and they have a very, very generous happy hour. This is one of my favorites. So you can get $4 domestic beers, $7 house cocktails, and $7 glasses of wine. Those house cocktails include like Manhattans, Old Fashions, French 75s, martinis. Harold is one of the main bartender there. He is kind of, if you know name in the city, one of the best bartenders. So you get a great deal, and you have one of the best bartenders making them. He makes some of the best Old Fashions. I love the French 75. They also have really good food. And if you're still having difficulty placing it, it's in the back of where 117 Prime was. So they use
Okay, yes,
in the
I know where
kitchen
that
there.
is. You had me at Hidden Bourbon Bar, Jalen. That sounds like a winner to me.
Yeah, when we posted a reel of them, people were like, I've worked in downtown my whole life and I didn't know this existed. And it's been there for several years. So I always love to share that one. And that happy hour deal is Tuesday to Saturday from 4 to 7. So pretty generous, because you don't have too many that give you a Friday and Saturday for those happy hour deals.
Sweet. What else you got?
We are moving into Midtown now. This is one of my favorite bars in the city to go to for a cocktail outside of happy hour or with happy hour. The great news is they have a very, very good, nice, generous happy hour. I am amazed that they still continue having it. It's such a good deal. But this is Cameo in Midtown. It's on Union Avenue, right across from the Firehouse. They have for their happy hour half off classic cocktails, draft beer, and glasses of house and red wine, white wines too. And then they also do an $8 Cool Kids burger, which is so delicious. You have to order it. But this is, one of the best cocktail bars in the city. They have just numerous cocktail options. And normally when you're talking about quantity, you're kind of fearful about the quality. You get both at this bar. It's one of my favorites. And their sister bar, Mary's BOTE, also has a great happy hour. That's the Tiki Bar in Cooper Young. But you can get this happy hour Monday through Friday from 4 to 7. And on Monday, it's all night long. But love Cameo. It's a great place if you haven't checked it out yet.
Oh my gosh, that sounds awesome! I love it. Okay, now you're bringing it this morning. I love this, and I know it's the morning, and I know people don't like generally drinking cocktails until the afternoon, but I'm feeling it.
There's a reason they start at 4.
Yes, and I've been up since 2 o'clock. Just saying.
Oh, hey, I used to do those days too, and I got to give you props. It's hard being up that early, and your happy hour starts probably more about noon.
Yeah, or before, but don't tell anybody. Anyway, go ahead.
So my third favorite place, and I feel like this is the place where people are like, no, do not tell people about this. We don't want more people coming. It is Swamp Bar in Overton Square. This is one of my favorite spots in the city too, for food, drinks. Kelly English spot right next to Second Line. Their happy hour it's just like unbelievably cheap. They have $2 High Lifes, $3 Stellas, $4 House Highballs, $5 margaritas, which are really good, $5 Anandas, which is Wiseacres IPA, and $6 house wine. And they do that from Wednesday to Sunday from 5 to 7 p.m. So you have the whole weekend in there. And that's just the days they're open. So that's why it starts on Wednesday. So every day they're open 5 to 7. Really cool vibes, just one of the best spots. And I know I'm going to hear grumbles of, why'd you have to tell people about it?
And you said on the I Love Memphis blog, you have like 15 listed, right?
Yep, if you go to our ilovememphisblog.com right now on our homepage, it's one of our feature stories. You can click on it and you can go through all 15 spots, maybe recommend a spot of your own, and you can check out all those deals. I mean, I don't have to put teasers, like Laughlin's on there. They have a great happy hour, so I'm going to leave that as a little teaser to get people to go to it.
Perfect. All right, Jalen Suchek, really appreciate every time you come on the I Love Memphis blog or come on the digital desk to talk about the blog. Always good info, chock full for everybody to see, no matter where you live. We appreciate your time as always. Thank you.
Thanks, Andrew, and I hope to see you at a happy hour soon.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the Action News 5 Digital Desk. Check out this video. This is from the Monster Jam that is headed to the Lander Center in South Haven, April 17th, 18th, and 19th. I'm joined on the Action News 5 Digital Desk by Blake Granger, who is a former Monster Jam World Finals ATV racing champion. He has so many other accolades and honors. He's going to be part of the Monster Jam coming later this month. Blake, nice to meet you. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you guys for having me. Super pumped to be coming back to the Landers Center. I was actually there in Maximum Destruction a few years ago. So looking forward to coming back and having a good time.
So tell us a little bit about yourself. I know you guys travel all over the country, internationally as well. What's your background? Do you have a family? When you've been to Memphis, what's it been like? That sort of thing.
Most definitely. I'm actually only 6 hours away from you down in Louisiana. So we're going to be able to make the drive up to you guys, which is awesome because, I've been on Arena Series West this year and I'm also on the International Series. So I have a lot of flight time under my belt. I literally live in airports and live in airplanes. So to be able to drive and come up to you guys is going to be a nice change of pace for me. But definitely, I'm a family man. I have 3 kids of my own. And we love to just go out and live the Louisiana dream, hunting and fishing and just having a good time on the boat, cooking with family and friends. And, that's what life's all about. But when it comes to Monster Jam, I love the adrenaline rush. I'm a motorsports guy at heart. I grew up racing motocross and it transferred into a 12,000-pound Monster Jam truck. And you were talking about World Finals Championships. We have the ATV Championship, but we also won the Monster Jam World Finals Freestyle Championship last year in Salt Lake City, Utah. So we're coming in hot to the Landers Center. I'm excited.
Congratulations on all your success, Blake. Tell us what we're looking at right here, and is this what we can expect at the Landers Center?
Most definitely. Our Arena Series this year, it's a point series, and we are battling for another championship. I was in Arnhem, Holland just last weekend, and I was able to lock up the International Series Championship. And I left my Arena Series for one weekend, and I am going back to the domestic tour, and I have a 66-point lead with only 4 weeks left to go. And I'm trying to lock up the Arena Series West Championship. And we have the opportunity to potentially do that in South Haven, Mississippi. So I'm trying my best to have a good weekend this weekend as I'm heading off to Des Moines, Iowa. So hopefully when I get to South Haven, I'm bringing all my family and friends down from Louisiana. And hopefully we can have just one awesome weekend in South Haven. We're going to have a backflip ramp. We're going to have a big floor. We're going to have 8 of the best Monster Jam trucks, Gravedigger, El Toro Loco, Monster Mud Dalmatian, and so much more. And I just can't wait to get back on the road, hang out with my Monster Jam friends, man. We're at a tour and we're competing against each other, but we're still friends at the end of the day. And I know one thing, we bring one awesome event to Monster Jam. So it's going to be a good time. Hopefully I get to see all you Monster Jam fans there.
Fantastic. Okay, so for someone who's never been and they are interested in going this time around, tell us a little bit about the venue, like the excitement, the tone, the energy inside, and from your perspective, I mean, what's the best thing about being at a Monster Jam?
Most definitely. We have 4 events coming up in South Haven, 1 Friday, 2 Saturday, and 1 Sunday. And one of the best parts about it is the Monster Jam Pit Party. Before the Saturday and Sunday day events, you can come walk the track, meet the drivers, see the trucks up close in person. The kids love it, man. When they walk out on the track and they see these 12,000-pound trucks, they're as big as it gets. And it's just such an adrenaline rush for these kids and even the adults, man. Like, who doesn't love massive American muscle? That's exactly what this is. And not only that, Monster Jam, man, we are doing things nowadays in these 12,000-pound trucks on floors just like the Landers Center that are unheard of, from 2-wheel skills to backflips to these crazy reverse sidewall saves. It's insane. And if you just watch this video you guys are playing now, it literally shows you what we are capable of doing in these 12,000-pound trucks, the carnage, the wrecks, the wild saves, the crazy moments. And that's what Monster Jam is all about. I love saying it doesn't matter if you're 3 years old or 75 years old. It's for the whole family and people that have never been before. They show up not knowing what to expect. They think it's just loud noise, big trucks, and craziness. But then they come and experience it. And when the event's over, they're like, oh my gosh, when does it come back? That was completely different than what we expected. We wish we would have known sooner. We will be back. And that's mission accomplished on our end as Monster Jam drivers and athletes. We're trying to give you guys the most fun, family-friendly, live atmosphere that you guys can get. And what makes it even better is judgeszone.com. You guys are the judges of the entire event. So we include the fans in the moment. There's not many sports that you can show up and do that. It's pretty awesome.
No question about it. So talk about tickets, how people can get them. How much are they?
Most definitely, monsterjam.com. You can go on Monster Jam, click on the tickets link. You can see everywhere where we're headed, all over the U.S. But as for South Haven, Mississippi, you can go on monsterjam.com. You can look at all 4 events. You can also buy your pit party passes. And something also awesome that we do is when the event's over, we have a meet and greet for up to 100 fans after every event. So they can go and also buy meet and greet tickets. That way, if they saw something crazy during the event, they can come meet with us backstage after the event, hang out with us, talk about those crazy events, talk about the backflip, talk about that crazy wreck or save that we had. It's pretty awesome. We try to do so many things to include the fans and make it truly a unique event. And that's what's so awesome about Monster Jam. And like I said, we're battling for a points championship. So we're not just showing up to drive in circles and have a good time. We are competing for a chance to go to the Monster Jam World Finals, July 4th weekend, Salt Lake City, Utah. And that right there puts a chip on every driver's shoulder to go out and perform at the best of their abilities. I know I'm coming in hot. I know last time I was there, we had a good time. We threw it down. We won a couple events. We're looking to come do it again.
All right. Well, listen, Blake Granger, you are certainly selling it for us today on the Action News 5 digital desk. I love watching this video too. It's so intense and it's so amazing to watch. I can only imagine what it's going to be like in South Haven at the Lander Center. Appreciate you coming on. Congratulations on all your success in your career. And we'll look for you April 17th, 18th, and 19th. Take care.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much for having me, and see you guys.
Oh, it's going great. Good morning. This weather we've had recently is just outstanding. I mean, the blooms we've had, it's been a great few days here at the garden. Everything's really waking up and popping out. We're getting ready for this plant sale. We're very excited about it. So yeah, I'm gonna go over a couple plants we have here, if you don't mind.
Awesome. Go for it.
So this is our old-fashioned bleeding hearts. It's putting on a show. I wanted to bring it out. I mean, look at these blooms. They hang upside down. They go along this here branch. I mean, a great show every year. It's a perennial, so you put it in the ground once and it always comes back. And that's like a part sun, part shade kind of plant. Now this is a full sun. This is our creeping phlox. It's also putting on a show for us. This thing, very tough plant. Put it in the ground, it's going to creep. It's going to fill up your garden. These beautiful blooms every year. So those are two things I'm pretty excited about. But we've also got a new event coming up as part of the plant sale. If you don't mind me going over that real quick.
Let's hear it, bro.
So we've got the preview party. So this is new. It is a 21 plus early access ticketed event. So that is going to be April 15th. That is 5 to 8 p.m. Like I said, you can, it's early access. Tickets are 25 for non-members and 20 for members. You get a cocktail, get to come in and browse the evening before the plant sales really start, and get early access to all of your favorite selection. So that's something we're really excited about. That's a Wednesday evening.
So let me ask you this, because my understanding is that the spring plant sale for members only is on April 10th, and then it's open to the public April 11th and 12th from 9 until 4. Is that accurate? And again, tell me about the April 15th event.
Here, I'll go over That's not accurate, but that's okay. I'll go over the what we've got this year. So April 15th, 5 to 8 p.m. is the preview party. We've got April 16th, 12 to 6 p.m. April 17th, 10 to 6 p.m. and 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. and April 18th, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m.
Okay, appreciate that. You're giving us the accurate dates there, so I appreciate that. Now, tell me, some of these pictures here that we got. This is from last year or previous years, right?
Yes, that's correct. And people are having a good time there and picking up their plants. You know, one thing that I really like about this plant sale that we offer here is that, you know, community members in Memphis can come in. They can talk to our horticulturists. Our horticulturists have selected this plant palette, everything being sold. It's stuff that works here in this region. And as you know, this is a tough region for some plants. We get some extreme weather. It's untimely weather, and it is very extreme. So we're selecting plants that won't fail. They will work for you. They work in this region, and they put on a great show for you. And more importantly, they fit into the Memphis palette. We have a beautiful city. We have a great canopy. We always have awesome azalea blooms everywhere. This stuff will fit into your lawn. It will look right. It will complement everything, and it will help the ecosystem, and it will help the neighborhoods be more beautiful.
I love that. I love that a lot, Wyatt. And again, I just want to push to your website to go over the different dates and how much things cost in order to go. There's a cost associated to the spring plant sale, is there not?
There's a cost associated to the preview party. The preview party, again, is April 15th. It's 5 to 8 p.m. It is $20 for MBG members and $25 for non-members. And that's exclusive early access to all of our selections.
Gotcha. And the 16th, 17th, and 18th, is there a cost there?
No, not at all. Please,
okay.
Please come. Come for free. Yeah.
Okay, and once again, give us the website so everybody knows.
mbg.org is our main website. That's actually it's membg.org, and you can learn more about our plant sales, our dates, and all other upcoming events here at the garden. And I just want to say that everybody's patronage at this garden, it supports everything we do here, and we're really trying to grow a more beautiful Memphis. So all of your support, we really appreciate it, and it helps us very much. It helps the city.
No question about it. One more thing, Wyatt, that I think gets overlooked a lot of times, and you just brought it up a moment ago, is the fact that there are experts there at the plant sale to kind of guide people on what would work best in any kind of setting in your garden, shade, lots of sun, that sort of thing, right?
Yes, sir. Our expert horticulturists will be here to answer any of your questions and help you pick out the right plants for your space.
Perfect. Wyatt Peterson, Greenhouse Manager of Memphis Botanic Garden, joining us on the Action News 5 Digital Desk, talking about the annual plant sale there next month in April. Well, of course, 15th is a preview, and then you got 16th, 17th, and 18th. You can go to what is it again? MBG, right?
MEMBG, yeah, MEMBG, like Memphis. MEMBG.org. It's kind of a mouthful.
I know. Yeah. It's a tough one. Yeah, it's a mouthful. Listen, Wyatt, thanks so much. We appreciate your time on the Digital Desk. Thank you. All right, that does it for us here in the Action News 5 Digital Desk. Have yourself a wonderful weekend. We got Action News Midday coming up at the top of the hour with Kelly Cook. She'll take you through the next hour with all your top stories, your headlines, and the weekend forecast. And then join us once again on the Action News 5 Digital Desk bright and early Monday morning, 9 o'clock. We'll join you then. In the meantime, enjoy this great weather this weekend. Got to get the donut on a Friday morning, bro.
I used to go old school playing.
Oh, yeah, dude. Love that. Good. How about yourself? Yeah, man. Who you got?